Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for the season finale and also a contest. The season finale, though, of Ahsoka, Season 1, Episode 8, Part 8, The Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first. Actually, you know what? Because I just didn't see this. Squeezy, squeegee. There we go. I'm going to clean off my camera just a little bit because I just realized it was a little bit dirty. There was a little smudge there. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, please hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. And also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages. Also, if you take a look underneath the schedule there, there's stuff that's coming up for the rest of the year. Not everything is there, but there's a good majority of stuff that's there. So let's get into this, shall we? Sorry I wasn't able to do this yesterday. Work just kind of got in the way as usual. So you got me today. And spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you've not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be in a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Give you enough time to hit pause, whatever you need to do. All right, that's enough time. So, there was a lot of stuff in this. So, we of course did not have a nicely wrapped up package. This obviously is set up for either a movie or a season 2. This looks like more like a season 2 thing than it actually does a movie because of just the amount of stuff. I know that Filoni has a trilogy that is supposedly lined up for him to direct. But I'm fairly sure it's got to be Ahsoka season 2. And right now, not having a definitive answer on that after what we saw in this episode, the season finale here, has a lot to do with what's going on in Disney right now with, the writer's strike is now over, but now we still have the SAG-AFTRA strike, which is, in negotiations as we speak. And once that happens, then I'm fairly sure we'll hear a little bit more about what's going to happen with Ahsoka season 2. Also, the disappointing returns from Secret Invasion, which cost $212 million, and people are trying to figure out how the fuck that cost $212 million for that series, because it was a shitty series, didn't have really a thing going for it. Yeah, so Disney's going to be a little bit tight with their money right now on this, and I can understand that's the reason why we haven't heard anything yet. But anyway, going into the episode, of course we have Sabine and Ahsoka and Ezra. They've all gotten together now at this point, along with Huyang, and they're trying to figure out they need to get back to the ship. They need to get back to Thrawn's ship, stop him before he takes off, or at least hitch a ride so they can get back to their galaxy. And yeah, shit's not going down the way they want it to, of course. Thrawn is sending out ground troops, trying to take them down. And he, of course, takes down their ship. So they have to go by Howler and ride their way in. In the meantime, Morgan Elsbeth has gotten an upgrade from the Great Mothers and has been infused with dark magic, some more dark magic, and she is now given a little bit more power, I guess you will, the Night Sister power. We don't know exactly what's going on with her, what has happened with her, but we know that she's been upgraded a bit. So our trio ends up engaging stormtroopers. They get into the castle. We see that Sabine is actually starting to become a little bit better with the Force. She's actually starting to be trusted with it a bit more, to use it. And again, a lot of people I've seen this right now, floating around the internet where people are calling her Mary Sue. That's bullshit. That's completely bullshit. Those are people that have not watched any of the series of Rebels and followed Sabine Wren's character. I mean, this is a character who went through Mandalorian trials to become a Mandalorian. Was an Imperial cadet at one point. I don't know if she actually moved in Imperial officer territory, but she was actually designing weapons for the Imperials. Um, yeah, so that came about as well. That's kind of what led to the Mandalorians. There was a lot of shit that happened with her and the Mandalorians. Depending with the weapons that she developed for the Empire, and then she was trained by Janin Car. Excuse me. Um, Caleb Doom is really what his name is. So the master who trained Ezra, that's who started her training, was Caleb. And then of course in that 15, and this is all within say 15, 20 years, something like that, where she has been getting all these different trainings. She is a military warrior, she is a soldier. This is what her job is. And yes, she was trained by Ahsoka as well. We didn't see that training because of course that took place during the original trilogy, right? And of course, her training wasn't completed either. So, yeah, that's all there. So, this whole Mary Sue bullshit talk is just bullshit. So, this is a character who has gone through all this training and yes, is now starting to, we start to realize that yes, she actually does have force power. She can use that. And she is helping out what little that she can as a Padawan, right? Which is what Padawans do. And so they get into the base, the tower, the fortress is what Thrawn calls it. They're able to fight stormtroopers, kill a lot of stormtroopers, and then we find out what Morgan Elsbeth has done is that she's actually infused these stormtroopers to come back, like Merrick. Merrick was actually a reanimated corpse. We know this. The stormtroopers are a little bit more than Merrick at this point. They are not infused with Night Sister magic. They are infused with Great Mother magic. They actually become zombies. So our trio has a little bit of a harder time trying to take them down. And Ahsoka at one point just says, "Get to the ship, stop Thrawn. I'll take care of this shit." When they run into Morgan Elsbeth, and we see Sabine makes a great choice. She helps Ezra jump on, force jump onto the ship, Thrawn ship, to get out of there. Because of course that would be the best option, having Ezra be aboard the ship. If he gets back to the galaxy, their galaxy, that's proof to the New Republic that Thrawn is back, because also Ezra is back, and that shit is going down. So all the stuff that Hera has been telling the New Republic is actually true. And that's what actually happens near the end there. And Sabine stays behind to help Ahsoka. Um, and yes, so this all does happen this way. So Ahsoka and Sabine do try and make it to the ship, and of course, Thrawn is one step ahead of them and takes off and makes it back to the galaxy. They are stuck on the planet, and how we leave things off is we see that Shin has gone over to the Warlords, or the Raiders, and it looks like she's going to lead the Raiders now on this planet. Sabine and Ahsoka and Hu Yang are with the Nati, the little turtle dudes. So they are, back where Ezra was. And we also see that Balin, played by the late Ray Stevenson, is we see him on a search. He is up in the mountains. He is on top of a statue, a giant statue of what looks like the father from the Mortis gods. So we see from his point of view, he's looking out at the mountains, and we see this light come out. Now, for those of you who have not watched Clone Wars, those of you who have not watched Rebels, this actually has played out in Clone Wars in the Mortis God episode, where Anakin actually is being chosen. He's the chosen one, obviously, and we know that he's actually the replacement for the father, for the Mortis gods. We found this out in this, even in Ahsoka here. And we see the light again coming up in the hills there. And obviously there is someone that needs to replace the son, because Anakin initially was supposed to be the son for the dark side, but he actually took over the father role. And we know that Ahsoka is actually the daughter. She has taken over the daughter role, the light side role. And we see Morai, her owl that we've seen in the animated series, show up at the end of this live action series. And Morai, the owl, is supposed to be a representation of the light side, the daughter from the Mortis gods. So that's what that whole representation is supposed to be. And we even get the Force ghost of Anakin in here as well. He's looking over everybody, and Sabine can actually feel him. She says, I feel something. I don't know what it is. No, never mind. And then she turns back around, and of course, we see Anakin standing there. So, so is that what actually Balin is looking at? Is he actually looking to become the son? I doubt it, because he, of course, is not going to become. He's not Sith. But there is another that's out there that we haven't been introduced to as of yet. We've been introduced to her in the books. We have not been introduced to her in animation, live action, any of that. Her name is Abeloth, and Abeloth is the mother. She is the mother. She's also called the bringer of chaos. And I'm looking at my notes here. Beloved Queen of the Stars is what she is called. And Luke Skywalker actually fought her in novels. And she actually can stop the Force from being used. She can get rid of the Force. And I think that's what Balin is going for. Balin is going to try and wipe out the Skywalkers. On his arm, he has 7 names written down on his arm in Abarish, and it's Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia Organa, Han Solo, C-3PO. You name it. He's got all the original characters written on his arm. He wants to get rid of them. He wants to destroy them, and by doing so, I think he believes that he could stop all this shit from happening, all the Empire stuff happening, all that stuff. I think it's kind of pie in the sky, but and also wishful thinking, but yeah. And I know some people out there are saying that, oh, it's Palpatine talking to him. No, it's not Palpatine. But that's where we leave off in all of this. Oh, and ooh, sorry, I just dropped something. We also have Ezra. He actually gets off a Thrawn ship, and he has made contact with Hera, and so he is able to say, hey, fuck, Thrawn's here. He's got an army of the dead with him. They're at Dathomir. So we see Thrawn's ship going to Dathomir, and we see in the hold the shipments of stuff that he was, that they were loading in are all coffins of stormtroopers that have died. And there's legions of stormtroopers. So, of course, there are going to be legions of zombies, which, of course, Sabine, Ezra, and Ahsoka together were having a fucking hard time fighting. I mean, granted, they have lightsabers that they could just ram through the guys' heads, but that takes a little bit of time. There are also some death troopers, which I liked, some reanimated death troopers, which was kind of cool, where you had them, they had the robotic assist going on too, and these were Gen 1 death troopers, if I remember correctly. So we've seen Gen 3 storm death troopers, which was Moff Gideon's death troopers in The Mandalorian, but these were Gen 1 death troopers. Those are the guys in black armor. And the Gen 1 death troopers were actually stormtroopers that were cybernetically enhanced. And basically they were stuck in their suits. So yeah, it's a pretty shitty process, obviously, at that point. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on in here. I really dug this. I like the way they did this. This, I feel, breathes new life into the story. Quite honestly, we have a lot more stuff that's happening here, and also we're getting into the mythology of the Force, how the Force came about. Um, with the Mortis gods and all of that as well, which is always interesting. I'm really hoping we get to bring in the Bendu in season 2. I still want to know who the fuck the Great Mothers were running from. So that was what Thrawn said at one point. When we first meet Thrawn, he says that the Great Mothers want to get away from the planet because it's something that they were trying to get away from. We don't know exactly what it was. It's never mentioned again, and we don't have any kind of frame of reference on all of this. So, um, yeah, I'm really jazzed about this. And it's so funny because if you look at everything across the internet going on right now, it's a 50-50. People either hate Filoni or they love Filoni at this point. I, of course, am in the, I love Filoni, what he's been doing. This is, he's taking Star Wars where it was supposed to go, kind of thing. I mean, he studied under George Lucas. George Lucas was his mentor. That's how he started with Clone Wars, and he worked with George on that. And he loves Star Wars. He loves the original trilogy Star Wars, and this is what he's been doing. And he's continuing on with the story, is what he's doing, and he's building upon the story as well, and he's building upon the mythos. And I like what he's doing at this point. Someone actually on Twitter, I refuse to call it whatever the hell that hair plug asshole is calling it, said that if the new trilogy that came out with J.J. Abrams, if it started with Kylo Ren actually seeking out the gods, the Mortis gods, or looking for founding Palpatine being resurrected by the Night Sisters, that would have made much more sense than him becoming a clone. Having him resurrected by the Night Sisters, or having him already been resurrected by the Night Sisters and doing it that way, it would have been much cooler and brought more of the mythological stuff into it. And instead of it being more of a clinical, dry, whatever we got out of that. Sorry, I actually need to get this because it is one of the giveaways for the contest. Hang on just one sec. There we go. I just didn't want to roll over it with my chair because, of course, So good stuff. Hopefully we're getting to season 2 or getting an announcement of season 2. So let's get on to the contest, shall we? So I do have a contest going on. It's all the if you take a look down in the description of this video, there we go. All the rules are there. It's only open to U.S. residents, continental U.S. residents, by the way. International shipping costs are fucking killer. So yeah, unfortunately, even in Canada, it's like triple the costs. So unfortunately, it's only open to continental U.S. residents only. First, all you need to do is comment down below in the comment section. Doesn't make any difference how many comments you make. It's only going to be one entry, per person at that point. First prize is a Funko Star Wars shirt. And yes, a Funko Star Wars shirt. As you can see here, this is size large, by the way. That's the design of it. It's brand new. So as you can see there you go. All nice and shiny. So that's first prize. And second prize is two things, actually. Got the little Lego Ahsoka there. So that you get that. And you also get this direct from Disneyland. Yes, I actually was at Disneyland. You get this guy. Ooh, look at that. These are really hard to come by the way. I had to fucking fight off a couple of, small kids and whatnot. No, actually, these were just hard to come by. That's all, because you had to search for them. But yeah, light up Mickey pumpkin cubes, which only come out during Halloween. So that is what second prize is. And again, all you need to do is comment down below in the comments section. And on the 11th, which is Wednesday, I believe, I will be drawing names, and I'll get a winner and a runner-up. And if I pick your name, you've got 48 hours to contact me with your contact information, like where to send all this stuff to. If you don't contact me within 48 hours, it goes to the next person, and they have, well, they should already have sent out their contact information as well. Even if you don't win, if you're a runner up, send me your contact information because most likely you end up getting something as well. But there you have it. So, with that said, what else do I have going on for the rest of the week? Quite a lot, actually. I know right now Loki is playing on Disney Plus, and people are probably watching that right now. But tomorrow is when I'll be covering Loki season 2, episode 1. I'll be covering that tomorrow. Saturday, I'll be covering Gen V. That's the spinoff of The Boys, episode 4, season 1, episode 4. I'll be covering that. Sunday, I'm going to be off because I just need to take the day off. Monday and Tuesday, I will be off as well. And then, of course, Wednesday rolls back around to the contest results and we'll find out who won what. And then there we go. And then, of course, we'll roll back around to Loki on Friday. So Loki's going to be on Fridays. That's what we're going to do. So, with that said, I know there are some people that were lurking around here in the chat. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you to those of you who were, who lurked here and there. And if you're still on the fence about subscribing, you know who you are out there. Take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, please hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it every week. Also have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. All right. Thanks, everyone. I will see you again tomorrow for Loki. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you might wind up in a different galaxy that some space whale has taken you to by traveling in their mouth. And, you run into some zombie stormtroopers and it's just a bad thing all the way around. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night. Stay safe, be well, take care, and start wearing those masks. Get those shots too while you're at it. I know the flu shots are out there and I need to go get mine as well. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night. Have a good one, everyone. Good night.